In this video, we spent the last couple of days working on this with really good results. Plus we did a little bit of work on that one over there. But hang around to the end and you see how far we got on this. Okay, so it's Sunday again. What I've got to do today or now is I need to take this brand new alternator apart for Ray. It's getting polished, so I'll pull this all down just to get the casings for him, and that'll be all good. And then I've got to take apart this one. Now this one is for the RX-8. I'm stoked I got this. It was only 50 bucks. That's my old plug out of my old loom, but it's an internally regulated one, and it will actually fit my bracket sweet as. So this one will get pulled apart, and I'm going to paint the casings on this black, just to go with the theme that's going on that engine. But this one will work sweet on that setup. So pretty stoked with this score, to be honest. 50 bucks, and I got some RX-7 Series 1 steering components too, brand new in box. So mean deal. Okay, we'll get into it. So I'll pull this one apart first, and then I'm going to pull this apart, lay some paint on it, and probably reassemble it in a few days maybe. That's all pulled apart now. To be honest, when they're brand new, they're not hard to pull apart at all. But that's all there is to it. So all this stuff here can go to Ray, he can polish that. Now I'm gonna pull apart this one and give us some paint. Done, pulled apart, a lot dirtier than the other one. But the reason I got this one is because, where is it? Says right there, rig built in. So just comparing this one with the RX-8 one, this is one I was going to get worked on. The only difference I can see is this here. The RX-8 one doesn't have one. I don't know if that's why they're different. I don't know anything about this shit, but that's where I can spot the difference being. So I'm going to clean this up and then slap some black on it, reassemble it. Alternator ticked. Okay, so there we are, all painted. They come up pretty good. I did give them a parts wash and just gave them a blow down with the air, cleaned up a bit. Primed it and painted it, so yeah, no, that look all good. Ray's already come and taken the other one away, so I'm going to reassemble this and look at putting it back in the car. All right, she's all back together. Thing is mint. It doesn't bind up at all. It's running smooth. All paint looks all right. It's not the best, but it looks all right. So for 50 bucks, you definitely can't go wrong with this. So I'm going to attempt to put it back in the car. It's been a while since I've even looked at this thing, but yeah, somehow I've got to get it down right there. That there was absolute dog, but she's down in there. You didn't even really need to paint it. You can't see much of it at all. But what I had issues with was the bolt on the sliding part underneath the turbo there. Maybe if I'd taken the exhaust off, it would have been easier, but every time I tried to tighten it, it was actually walking back up and loosening the belt again. But pretty sure I've got it now. So that's pretty much the alternator done. I just need to sort out these wires. I don't know really how alternators work, but I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that one of these wires goes to the dash for the dash light, and the other one is a trigger wire. I've already got my battery one charged, plugged up here, so that's all good. So it's just a case of sorting those wires, and then alternator is done. And yeah, the belt's quite nice. So sweet. Moving on, later on in this week, I'm going to get rid of those coils and try and make a bracket for the other ones I've got. So it's Monday today. I've got a little side project for the owner of this car. This is his fuel tank out of his other 323. It's currently down with Levi at Rotor Life. It's getting a PP put in it. But what I'm doing is we're going from that size fuel line to that size. So I've just drilled this out. I've made a little flat perch here, lowest part of the tank. I can't put one there because it's got a tube that runs all the way through here and stops down here somewhere. So I thought, just flatten this out. I'm going to weld a dash 8s thing in there, just like that. And then we'll just run a barb fitting. And then you'll be able to run a 10mm line, past where the old one needs to go, around the diff, and then straight into the fuel tank. So that should do it. So all done. There's the new fitting right there. It's on the opposite side to where the last one was, right here. I've just squished that up and welded that. But that is the lowest part of the tank, so hopefully that will do the job, and that can go back to the other 323 that will also be at reunion. So moving on with this one here, I've just gone and picked up a few more bits and pieces. So I've got some conduits, that real nice stuff. A couple of these things here just to join my 12 volt accessory wires together, and earths, and just a few more bits and pieces. So I'll get back on to this in a little bit. So making a bigger progress in here. There's no more bullshit earths or powers. They're all wired up. It just still looks a mess, but it's actually moving up off the floor. But what I've got now is, so that's still firing up fine, and got the fan hooked up. Now, I'm pretty sure it's running through the ECU, but we'll just run to the switch as well. I'm pretty sure that's how it was in the old setup. So, getting there. Okay, it's Tuesday now, and I've just gone and picked up new drive shaft bolts. Now, these are 10.9 grade high tensile bolts, so they should be fine. So, tonight's mission is I'm going to get underneath there again. I've got the wiring for the fuel filler sender bloody blah thing to wire up. I've got to finish wiring up the fuel pumps. They're only mocked in at the moment. I need to put conduit on them, seal them up, get that all into the car, put these in, fix the brake line, and then I need to jump into the engine bay and probably start looking at those vacuum lines and that boost controller. The wiring inside the car is still a mess, but I'm not really going to focus too much on that until this thing starts up and we know everything's okay, and then I'll go ahead and hide it all. But yeah, that's tonight's mission. Just mucking around with these lights again. As you know, I don't have front headlight, but I did get a comment from Chris from Auckland, and he said that there was 2 wires that need to run to main power. So I've just been mucking around with that now, and I'm pretty sure lights are on. I'll just touch this to a main power, and you should be able to see on my garage door there, we got a headlight. So thank you, Chris. Thanks for seeing that and spotting it for me, man. Champion. So just while I'm waiting for the soldering iron to heat up, I was just looking at this clutch down here, and I was like, why have we got nothing? So surely I thought there would have been something, but it turns out there's no pin. So now I need to find one of those. We've got the master cylinder in there, but just no pin going off that pedal. So I'm gonna have to pull that out and try and find one of those. Yeah, so that's cool. High beam and low beam's working. I don't have this headlight, so can't test that one out, but I'm sure it's all good. So one less thing, that's mean. So spent the last couple of hours sorting everything on that. Those lights, stoked about that. But everything underneath is done. So drive shaft bolts are all been changed out. Speedo cables installed. Main earth strap to the engine's installed. Brake lines. Yes, brake lines have all been tightened up on their little bits and pieces. Fuel lines have all been tidied up. The wiring for the fuel pumps all being covered in that conduit stuff and all held out of the way and in place. So I'm pretty happy with that. The brakes still aren't great. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with that. But what I'm going to do now is actually put this thing back on the ground. It's been up in the air for way too long. It's a mess underneath, and yeah, I just need to clean this place out. But we'll drop that down, and hopefully I don't have to get back underneath it again. Pretty sure I will. But I will. That's all good. We'll drop it down now. So before I forget, I've got D's cuts and engraving to make me these up. Looks good. Stoked with that. They'll all be happy with it too. So go check her out. D's cuts and engraving. Pretty sure she's on the Facebook and the Grams. I'll put a little photo here somewhere. Well, that looks a lot better. So back on the ground, those wheels are rubbing. I forgot all about that. So I do need to put spacers on there. Besides that, the exhaust is still very, very low. But what I'm going to move on to tomorrow, not now, is I'm going to sort this out. Now, I've never dealt with one of these, so I'm probably going to hit up Jeff, or I'll just Google it and see where it all goes. Looks like some of these lines were cut, so I may have to just figure it out. Now that will run through also into, I've got that gauge there, that's running a vacuum as well. So I believe one of those runs to the gauges, and this other one, I'm pretty sure runs to the ECU. But I'll figure that out also. Oh, sounds like Ray's here to pick this up. Does sound like him. So I've just put it back together, that polished alternator. So noisy bloody thing. Okay, just been doing some research on this boost controller, so I think I've got it. So all I need to do is run power, earth, and these two signal wires here run to the solenoid that's in the engine bay. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I need to run the vacuums from that solenoid to where they need to go. And then I think we can tick that off the list as well. I'll throw some oil in there. I've got some oil, I've got some coolant, batteries on charge. We need to throw some fuel in it. I need to prime the turbo line. I need to make sure the fuel pump's pumping the fuel properly and it's not leaking everywhere. So a few bits and pieces to do tonight. So I've quickly wired these in. The plugs for this here, and I've pulled the fuel pump relay out because those things are wicked loud. So I'll set that there and turn this ignition on. Okay, sick. All right, so that's powering up. So now time to run these vacuums. Okay, now try and turn the key. Okay, so got the coils firing, the e-booster's working, water, oil, sweet. I'm still haven't finished priming this. Battery keeps going flat on me, but I'm going to go get some fuel for this, and I'm pretty sure we can start this. As I said before, I have promised the owner that I won't, but yeah, we still need to check the fueling system anyway. I might have wicked leaks in the back, so I'll get some fuel, check the pumps out, check the lines, make sure everything's sweet, and then yeah, we'll have a think about it. So time to put some gas in this. Hopefully I don't hear pitter patter of fuel dropping on the ground. I hope. So I'm going to fill this up. I'm going to mix it with what have I got? R40. I'll mix it properly so it's all pre-mixed, and then a few little more things I need to check over, and then I'm going to go for startup. So I've dumped 20 litres of fuel in there, and she's all dry underneath. So my fuel filter's sweet as. I am a bit nervous about the fuel pumps, but I'll check that soon. I still haven't got oil to the turbo, so I'll keep cranking on that for a little while and see how we get on. I forgot about the fuel pressure rig, so we've got a vacuum hooked up to that now. That would have been bad maybe, but still not getting this I know it took ages for that car, so I'm just hoping we'll get there eventually, but I'm not even going to attempt to start until I see oil there. So battery's pretty toast at the moment. She's flat, so what I might do is, with a little bit of power it does have left, I'm going to put that fuel pump relay back in and listen for leaks. Hopefully there's none. Hopefully she holds its own. But yeah, I'm quite nervous about this part, but we'll have a look. So relay's back in. Yeah, we'll just give it a go. No leaks underneath. Shit, I think we're all right. She came up to pressure, stopped, so man, so now all I just need that oil to come out of there, and we can fire this up. So managed to get a little bit of oil out of that oil feed line, so I've just gone and plugged it back up. Everything is connected, so I'm in an hour about starting it. It's going to happen regardless, because yeah, curiosity killed the cat. So we'll give it a go. A little bit smoky, but that's to be expected, but me. Okay, so just checked over a few more things. Just turned the idle up a little bit. I'm not even sure what it was running at. It was just all panic mode just then, but we'll just go through this and we'll just watch these gauges and see what the story is with it. But still a shit ton of wiring to clean up, but it's all good. Wait for that to do its business. Those are all powered up. Don't know what they're saying, but they're powered up. All right. I'll lean too high now. All right, I'll turn that down, but pretty happy. So, not gonna lie, really happy about that. It's been a big push the last couple of days to get this to where it is. Still so much more to go, but it runs, so that's cool. Yeah, still haven't heard back from Architect about that ECU, but it'll be that one's turn next. But yeah, I'm stoked. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. This video's out a little bit earlier than what I was supposed to. It's supposed to be out this weekend, but it's done. I'm happy, reached my goal. So, cheers, thanks for watching.